welcome back to my fitness channel. Today's video is a long overdue meal prep video. I apologize if you hear my dishwasher running in the background. I had some containers that I needed to wash in order to film this meal prep video, so the dishwasher is running and it is quite loud, but today's video is going to be a meal prep. I honestly don't think I've done a meal prep video in my new kitchen yet, and I've lived here for like what, 7-8 months at this point. I might be a little bit rusty today, I'm not gonna lie. I was really nervous to film this video and like start this video today. I don't know, I think it's just because I feel so out of rhythm with making meal preps, but we're getting back into it because meal prepping is one of the few things that kept me super on track with my goals. It just kept me on track in every type of way. Like, you don't have to cook as much, so it keeps your kitchen cleaner. I have to wait until the last minute and then be like, I think I want Chipotle. Everything is in your fridge, ready to go. When you're hungry, it takes just a couple minutes to heat it up and you can enjoy. And I don't know why it's taken me so long to get back into it, but today on the menu for meal prep, we have Greek chicken bowls. It's gonna be like a chicken meatball bowl. Kind of like inspired by cava is a good way to put it. I love cava. I haven't had it in a minute, but we're gonna do like a homemade, healthier tzatziki sauce and corn, all the things that I like to have on my cava bowl. Then we have a peanut butter chocolate overnight oats. It's gonna have like a chocolate shell, hopefully, on the top of it that we can crack open every morning and enjoy that. That is the goal of that one. And the last recipe that we have is a barbecue chicken mac and cheese. I've been seeing it on TikTok and it seems pretty easy. You just like use Greek yogurt and cheddar cheese mixed together to make like a nice cheese sauce, put it on some macaroni shells and add some chicken on top. It sounds really good and it seems pretty easy, and then the Greek yogurt will add like more protein. So those are the 3 meal preps that you can look forward to seeing in today's video. I don't know which one I'm gonna start out with. I'm doing the overnight oats last, but I don't know what other one I want to make first. I have Devil Wears Prada, one of my favorite movies of all time, playing in the background to keep me entertained while I cook all of this. I highly recommend when you're meal prepping to just have something going in the background, whether it's a podcast or a show, whatever it is, just have something going for yourself so that way you don't die of boredom, because it is kind of a long process making all these things, but your future self will thank you for it. And I think that's a lot of what being on a fitness health journey is doing things that you don't want to do in the moments that your future self will thank you for. I've been in quite a bit of a health kick recently. I've been going to the gym super consistently. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok as well. I'm really trying to make my TikTok more of like a food, cooking, health, and also just like recipes in general over on my TikTok. So if you want to see more of that, just go follow my TikTok. It's Molly Bales. Let me get all the ingredients out for the first recipe and we can just get started cooking up a storm. Here we go. I don't know why I'm already like exhausted thinking about this video, but it's really not that bad. I'm freaking myself out a little bit about all the cooking that we have to do, and my dishwasher being so loud still is really annoying me. But I laid out all of the ingredients that we need for the first meal prep. I'm gonna start off this video with the barbecue chicken mac and cheese, because I think it's gonna be pretty easy since I am gonna be using rotisserie chicken that I already shredded up yesterday. You could totally make your own chicken as well if you want to do that. I just had it in my fridge and I know I'm not gonna be able to eat all of this in addition to my meal preps, so I might as well use it. So rotisserie chicken is the first ingredient. I just love it so much. You can't beat a rotisserie chicken. A lot of my ingredients, by the way, are from Trader Joe's, making things a little bit more affordable for today's video. But we have the Trader Joe's Kansas City barbecue sauce. We're gonna mix that with a little bit of the Trader Joe's spicy honey to make a honey barbecue chicken. There really aren't that many ingredients for this. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I might add things as we go, and if I do, I'll tell you guys. But as of right now, I have some macaroni from Trader Joe's. This was 99 cents for this bag. Like, you seriously can't beat those prices. I know groceries are so expensive these days, and I'm trying to come up with meal ideas and like ingredients that are a little bit more affordable for the average person. So we have some macaroni right here, some shredded mild cheddar cheese. I couldn't find a fat-free cheddar, but if you can, I would do fat-free. Speaking of fat-free, we have fat-free milk. Also, key ingredient is plain non-fat Greek yogurt. It doesn't have to be Chobani, it can be any brands, but just non-fat plain Greek yogurt. It is super high in protein, and I always add it into all of my sauces and really a lot of recipes, because once you mix it in with other flavors, you don't taste the Greek yogurt at all. It just tastes like a creamy sauce. And then as for seasonings, I took them all out to share them all with you. We have salt, pepper, onion powder. I'm actually all out of garlic powder, but I would also add garlic powder. And then we have paprika, and I'll probably finish off the top with a little bit of parsley to give it a little bit more color. But those are all the ingredients that we need for this recipe. Like I said, I think that's everything. It feels like I'm forgetting stuff because this really isn't that much. Also, I don't know where all of my meal prep containers have gone, but for 2 of these meal preps, I'm gonna have to use these big bowls that I had stored up in one of my cabinets because I can't locate the rest of my meal prep containers. The downside to these ones is they're huge, so my little like portions are gonna look so small in these bowls because they're really big. But I always get questions about whatever containers I'm using, so these are the ones that I'm gonna use today. Rubbermaid Takeaways Meal Prep. Literally it says for easy meal preparation, but these things are big, so I have 8 of them, and we're gonna make 4 of each meal that we're doing. I have my peppermint mocha iced coffee, and I am ready to take on this meal prep challenge. Let's do this, you guys. Put some water in a big pot, and I'm waiting for that to boil. And now I just put a big bowl on a food scale. If you don't have a food scale, highly recommend investing in one. You can get them for super cheap a lot of places. Like, they're not that expensive, and they're totally worth it if you're trying to at least track like certain foods, like whether it's your proteins or your carbs or whatever. It's good to help track certain things. And it's just a lot easier than having to use, what is it called? Like a measuring cup all the time. So for this one, for instance, the serving size, I'm gonna do 4, like I said, of each meal. So the serving size is 56 grams, 224, did I do that math right? 6, 12, 18, 24, 224 grams would be exactly 4 servings of, oh God, that is loud, of this pasta. So I'm gonna pour the pasta in until we hit 224 grams exactly. Okay, it looks to be about right because it said that there was 8 servings in this pasta bag. I actually went a little bit over. I don't know if the glare is making it hard to read, but it does say 228 grams, but I'm okay with a little bit over as long as we know that we're in the right ballpark of how much we need. There we go, 228. Now we know we have at least like the general right size servings for all of these bowls. So there's the macaroni and cheese. Just gonna place it right there while we wait for this salted water to finish boiling. Hopefully this angle is good for you guys. I'm about to turn the heat on to a nice low setting. All right, just about half a cup of pasta water that I'm just gonna put over there in case we need it for the sauce. Now I'm gonna get, I forgot to mention this, I'm gonna get a little bit of butter. Butter that I like to use, it's actually vegan, but it tastes really good. Little bit of that. Whenever you're using ingredients in these, you have to also remember it's like, this butter is split up between 4 different meal prep containers, so it's really not that much butter per serving. And we are going to let this melt down. Again, I have this on like a very low heat because I don't want weird things to happen with the Greek yogurt. Keeping it on a low heat. Now I'm gonna take my Greek yogurt, and I'm not measuring this out, I'm just kind of eyeballing everything. And I'm gonna add some spoonfuls in and just kind of hope for the best here. Now I don't know if a whisk is my best option. I might use this spoon at first just to try and like mix this around. Again, super, super low heat, people. Now I think I'm gonna add some milk in. I'm sorry, this is like all a guessing game, which I always go overboard by accident on these things. You guys saw how much I just added. That might have even been too much. I don't know. Now, oh God, I'm like splashing milk everywhere. Okay, just keep mixing. And right now this looks pretty good. I might need to add a little bit more milk once I add cheese to thin it out. At the moment, we're looking pretty good. It's looking so saucy. I'm just gonna go with like a handful or two. Mix this around, and it's gonna take a little while for the cheese to melt, but we're just gonna keep mixing and mixing and mixing until it's more orange and looks like a mac and cheese sauce. So I don't know when I'm gonna be able to drain the pasta because I'm really focused right now on making sure that this doesn't burn. Touch base with you guys in a little bit. Literally all I'm gonna be doing while I'm gone is just stirring this over and over and over again until it all starts to melt. Your arm will be sore. This is a good arm workout for sure. All right, I'm back with an update. Here's what the sauce is looking like. It's still a little lumpy, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna add a little touch more milk. I turned the heat off actually because we're about to add in, that was kind of a lot more than I should have done. We're about to add in the pasta, which I've had cooling down in a bowl right over here. I just wanna make sure that it's liquidy enough that when I add the pasta in, all the pasta can get some of the sauce. You can see, like if I go like this, like see how you can see the bottom of the pan so clearly? Like nothing is sticking. There's no cheese at the bottom of the pan, and that's because I've just been mixing and mixing and mixing. This macaroni is huge from Trader Joe's. I'm kind of obsessed. Might need to add in a little bit more cheese and turn the heat back on once we get all the shells in here. Add some more. I'm glad I added that extra milk because as you can tell, this is like kind of a lot of pasta, so you need a lot of sauce. And like the best part about this is it's pretty much just Greek yogurt. And then we'll top it all off with a little bit extra cheese. Also, just so you guys know, I did not end up using any of that pasta water. It was thick enough on its own. Get my mac and cheese, my healthy mac and cheese. This is life-changing. All right, so now we're just working on the chicken. I'm using the same bowl that I put the cooked pasta in, and I'm gonna measure out from the rotisserie chicken that I shredded up yesterday. This is just strictly chicken breast. I'm gonna measure out, I wanna say like 400 grams because I'm gonna do about 100 grams per bowl. So 400 grams is kind of a lot of chicken, but we'll see how much it looks like. I don't know, I just Googled it. It said that 100 grams of chicken is like the serving size. This might be all of my chicken. I mean, y'all, this is a lot of chicken. I'm capping it at this much. I'm leaving the rest of this chicken in my fridge because I want to be able to have chicken for a couple other things. If I wasn't trying to just buy everything at Trader Joe's, I probably would have got the JP Hughes, I think is the brand of barbecue sauce that's a little bit less sugar, less calories. I just double checked to make sure I didn't have any in my fridge because with me, you never know. I always have food lying around, but that's okay. I'm gonna add, smells good. It actually smells really good. I'm gonna add some of that onto the chicken first. The good thing about doing a meal prep as well is we don't really have to worry about having this chicken be hot because why would we warm it up just to put it back in the fridge. Just mixing everything together the best that I can. So good. And this is kind of like, I feel like it's gonna remind me of like a pulled pork mac and cheese. After mixing all that cheese sauce and now mixing this, my right arm is a little sore, I'm not gonna lie. All right, now we're just taking some of this spicy honey. Drizzling that over. This is gonna make it very sticky. All right, I think we're good. Now we are pretty much ready to assemble everything. All right, y'all, first meal is done. The barbecue pulled chicken mac and cheese is all set. And this was actually really easy. It turned out perfectly. I think these bowls are actually kind of perfect for it. I feel like there is just so much protein in these bowls. So this is gonna be a perfect dinner option for me. A better view, you can see all the mac and cheese on the bottom. I want one of these right now so bad. And if you don't like barbecue with your mac and cheese, I think it's a really good combination. But if you aren't about it, you could definitely do buffalo chicken, like just mix the chicken with some buffalo sauce. Hello everyone. I took a little break after we finished the mac and cheese. I don't know what it is about today, but I am just so tired. I had some guac and a couple chips, and now I don't really have the energy, but I'm gonna make myself have the energy. It's reminiscent of the cava bowl that I like to get. I took out all the ingredients. There is a little bit more for this one than the last one. So far, we have some rice. I really like this one from Trader Joe's, the Jasmine microwavable rice. Feel free to make your own rice if that's what you're into, but I just can't be bothered to make my own white rice. So we're just gonna microwave like 2 of these, and we'll have enough for 4 servings, I think. And then I have some frozen corn. I'm gonna put this back in the freezer until we actually cook these things, but I just wanted to show you to begin with. We have a lemon, red onion, plain Greek yogurt, again, the same one that we used before. Some olive oil we're gonna use in this recipe. This is my favorite olive oil, the Graza Sizzle olive oil. I love the bottle that it comes in because you can just squeeze it out. It's so nice. We have some grape tomatoes, some mini cucumbers, garlic, feta cheese, some breadcrumbs because we're gonna be making meatballs, chicken meatballs with ground chicken. So ground chicken, of course. And then as for seasonings, this is what I pulled so far. We have pepper, salt, onion powder, paprika. This is optional. You could just use dill if you want, but I got this a little while ago at Trader Joe's. I got it probably like 3 months ago at this point, so I don't know if they still sell it. It might have been seasonal for like the summertime. Seasoning in a pickle. It's basically like a dill pickle flavored seasoning, and I'm gonna use this for our homemade healthy tzatziki sauce. So we have that, and then some parsley. I think I want to start by making the tzatziki just to get that over with. So I already have a baking tray here that I lined with some tinfoil because I'm lazy and I hate cleaning these sheet pans. I'm going to preheat the oven to 400, I think should be good, just to get that out of the way. So we're gonna start by making the tzatziki. This might not be the most, what's the word? Like true to the original type of tzatziki sauce, but I'm trying my best to make one at home that can add more protein to this meal. So I'm starting off with a cucumber, and this might take me a little bit, but I am grating cucumber. I actually really don't care for cucumber that much. I think I'll like it more because it's gonna be like finely grated into the bowl. It kind of makes me feel uncomfortable because, like I said, I really don't like cucumber that much. I wish I did like it because it's in so many different things, but it's just never really been my cup of tea like that. It just reminds me too much of a spa. All right, so now that we have the cucumber in there, I'm just gonna eyeball in lemon juice, Greek yogurt, olive oil, the pickle seasoning, and some minced garlic. So you guys can watch me just kind of add everything in. All right, y'all, we have officially prepped pretty much everything besides the meatballs. So over here, I put the, I made a cucumber salad. So this has 2 mini cucumbers, like 10 cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, whatever you want to call them, and 1/4 of a red onion. I drizzled it with some olive oil. I used the Graza drizzle oil, not the one that you're supposed to cook with. So I used the drizzle one, and then I added just salt and pepper, and I think that's it. And then here is the finished tzatziki sauce. I definitely made a lot of this, so I'm gonna have to put more in a separate container and store it in the fridge, because I definitely don't need all of this for my meal preps. There's a lot, but it smells amazing. That dill pickle seasoning from Trader Joe's is just so good. I almost forgot, you do need 1 egg to, of course, bind all of the ingredients together. So I'm adding my farm fresh egg. Then I'm just gonna take a fork and, sorry for this sound, but I'm gonna whisk it together. Not the most lovely sound, but there's that all done. I'm also going to take off my rings at this point, because I definitely don't want my rings in that. So make sure your hands are all washed and clean. Now the chicken that I'm using, this ground chicken, there's exactly 1 pound in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in. I know it's kind of gross, but I will just be periodically washing my hands throughout this process. I'm gonna wash my hands actually right now because I wanna add the breadcrumbs in. Before I forget, I'm gonna add the other half of the lemon juice, because I only used half of the lemon in the tzatziki because it was like very juicy, so I felt like half was enough for in there and half is enough for in here. Now I'm gonna take 1/2 cup of seasoned breadcrumbs, about 1/2 cup as long as I can measure it correctly. About that much. Go ahead and drop that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and add everything in before I mix it, so that way I can get adding all this stuff out of the way. So right now I'm gonna chop up some more red onion. I just wanna finely chop this up. And now we go ahead and add our onion in. Here's what it's looking like right now, nothing crazy. I'm gonna add some olive oil. I'm running really low on this olive oil because I use it in literally everything and it's just so easy to use. So I really need to order more of that. And now we're just gonna season it up with a little bit of all the seasonings that I showed you guys. So I just did salt. Now we'll do a generous amount of onion powder. We're gonna do a generous amount of paprika, which I always have to tap the back of, but this is gonna give the meatballs a nice color, make them look a little bit less bland. I can never really taste paprika seasoning in my stuff, but it just gives everything that you put it in a really nice color. Now I'm gonna add some black pepper, and we're gonna try and make, I think, 8 even meatballs because I want 2 for each meal prep. Here goes more of that dill pickle seasoning. Again, just to make things nice and cohesive. This literally smells like a pickle in a jar. It's crazy. And then finally, some parsley. And parsley is another one that I swear when I use dried parsley like this, I don't taste a single thing different about it, but it adds color, so I always use it. Now it's time to get down and dirty and mix this all in with our freshly washed hands until everything is nice and combined.
Broiled them yet, but 3 minutes until they're
done down on that bottom shelf. So I'm gonna get started making the rice since I have to make 2 bags. Each one of these bags from Trader Joe's is 2 servings. So we'll make 2 bags, which is perfect to make 4 servings. I haven't made this in a minute, but all you do is just put this side down, keep this side up, and microwave it for 3 minutes, and it's done and perfect every time. I'm not gonna lie, I just took these little meal preps all over my apartment, taking pictures of them for thumbnails and other various things that I'll use them for, probably like TikToks and stuff like that. So I need to get some good pictures, but I am so happy with how these turned out. I added a little bit of crumbled feta to the cucumber salad. Obviously we have the corn. The meatballs turned out so good. I think I baked them in total for probably like 22 minutes and then about 5 minutes on broil because I want them like extra crispy, like I said. And then I just put the homemade Greek yogurt tzatziki on the side in a little dish. How I'm gonna do this when I eat it is I'm gonna obviously, like every night, or if I have this for lunch, I'll put the corn, rice, and meatballs in a bowl, a microwave bowl, and I'll microwave that for like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then after it's done, I'll just pour the cucumber salad and the tzatziki on top and enjoy it as like a bowl, like a cava bowl kind of. So the only thing that's a little bit impractical about this is you can't just microwave it as is and eat it, because I mean you could, but like I don't want like melted feta with cucumber that's warm and warm tomato, you know. I just think it would taste a little bit better if this part is cold and these parts can be warmed up. I'm gonna let these cool down and then we can put these away. And the last thing we have to make is the overnight oats. I don't like putting my hands up near my face right now because do you see how pale it is in comparison to my face? I've been enjoying some kombucha mixed with some San Pellegrino limonada as my little mocktail of choice for the night while I've been cooking, and it's been delicious. Yeah, I'm excited to be done very shortly. Just have the overnight oats. We can do this. It shouldn't take me more than like 15 more minutes. I also took my contacts out, put my glasses in. That's like the next step for me in relaxation, is like taking my contacts out. We can do it, you guys. If I can do it, you can do it watching this video. If you are on your couch right now and you know you gotta get your meal prep in, maybe it's a Monday or a Sunday, and you know you gotta do it, or you know you gotta go grocery shopping, go get a workout in, just go do it. Go get it over with, because once you come back, you can go back to chilling on your couch and it'll feel so much better. There aren't that many ingredients for this one, and it's really basic. We just add everything to a bowl, mix it together, and then divvy it up into these containers. If you're wondering where these are from, they're from Target by the Room Essentials line. I think for all 4 of these it was like $3 or something. I got them when it was like back to school season. This has been a heavy hitter in every single recipe. I really like using Greek yogurt, if you couldn't tell, because it adds a lot of protein, doesn't really add much flavor, which is good. Maybe I'll add a little bit of sugar-free maple syrup if I feel like it needs it. We have some old-fashioned oats here, of course. For the chocolate shell topping, I'm gonna melt some coconut oil and semi-sweet chocolate chunks. And then we have some PB2 here, which is basically just like a powdered peanut butter. It's honestly really good, and it has way less fat than a typical peanut butter and way less calories. Like for 2 tablespoons, it's 60 calories, which is really good. As you can see, 90% less fat, which is huge because I don't track my macros strictly, but I do know that I need like a lot less fat. So it's nice when products have less fat in them. Same with the reduced fat chocolate milk from Fairlife. This one is really good. I've been loving having it in my coffee. I normally get the regular milk, but I got this at BJ's and they were out of the regular milk, so I opted for the chocolate one, and it's been working. I do really like it. And then lastly, we're gonna add some chia seeds, but that's everything for the overnight oats. I'm gonna get a big bowl out and start measuring out the oatmeal. So what is the serving size on this? I think it's half a cup. Yeah, so 1 serving is half a cup. So we'll do 2 cups of oats. Y'all, I completely forgot. I'm also gonna add a scoop of the Blessed chocolate protein. I made way too much. Again, like, I don't know how, but I think I just added too much milk. I probably should have only added like a cup and a half. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little over a scoop at first, if it could come out. I really like this Blessed protein chocolate milk protein powder. It's very basic, but it tastes really good. My wrist is like hurting. I've been really twirling everything, every recipe around today. Okay, now we have this that looks like slop, but it's actually good. I might add a couple more chia seeds to it as well. Maybe I didn't add enough of those. I'll be honest, this is kind of the issue with not measuring anything or refusing to measure anything ever, because I just keep having to like add more, do more. Here I come with these, but first things first, I think I should microwave the chocolate. So from what I understand, coconut oil in the chocolate is gonna make it nice and shiny and like help it melt down. So I'm gonna microwave, I don't know what I did, just about a tablespoon of coconut oil. And then, I don't know if that's enough chocolate chunks, but we're gonna go with that for now. I'm gonna put it in there for like 30 seconds. All right, I ran out of storage, but I didn't have to make any more chocolate. All I did, since it's super thin, I just took a spoon and kind of spread them all out, and it came out so perfect. Like you can see, if you look from the side view, all of them just have a really thin layer of chocolate on the top. I feel like, oh my God, it is. The chocolate is already kind of hardening up, I'm sure, from the coldness of like the oat mixture that I made. But yeah, peanut butter oats in the books. We are done cooking for the night, y'all. Literally the only dishes I have to add to the dishwasher are the ones that I just did, and then my whole kitchen is still nice and clean.